My gosh, here I am. I actually agree with Nancy Pelosi on something. This is a big day. For those of you who think I'm just a very partisan hack, I'm openly saying I agree with Nancy Pelosi on something. Right here, I prove it.
People think that the President of the United States, is this more on the subject than you ever want to know? Will you let me know? People think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress.
She's right. The President cannot authorize or appropriate money that has not been authorized and appropriated by Congress. This is a simple constitutional principle. Congress holds the power of the purse. The executive branch holds the power of the sword. And holding the sword is a very powerful thing, but it ain't the money. The money has to be authorized by Congress. So when President Biden says, we're just going to wipe this debt off, on what authority? And I find it just fascinating that there aren't more people screaming about the authority with which he's doing it. But it is interesting when he's asked about who's paying for it, it's kind of hard to get that answer from him. Let's watch.
Mr. President, is this unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose not to take out loans?
Is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses if she wants these guys to give them all a tax breaks? Is that fair? What do you think?
What a non-answer. You know, the question that the reporter, it wasn't a Fox reporter, but the question is, do you think it's fair that these people are getting their loans forgiven when all these people paid theirs? And what he gave is a non-answer by shifting to something completely irrelevant. Well, what do you think? Is it fair that some people are getting tax breaks out of the big corporations? Guess what, Joe, if they are, do you know why they're getting those tax breaks? Because when you were in the Senate, you helped write the tax laws. And what they're getting is what you gave them. But it was the law, and it is the law. They don't get to just make it up as they go. But here's the news. Neither do you, Joe. You don't get to just make it up because you feel it. We are not a nation of what we feel. We're a nation of laws. Nancy Pelosi understood that, and she said the president can't just forgive loans. She was right. Joe Biden was wrong. Now, Peter Doocy asked Karine Jean-Peirre in the White House press room, who's paying for all this stuff? That's a legitimate question, don't you think? Here's that exchange.
Here's a lot about how much it might cost, it might not cost. Who is paying for this?
What we are saying is the work that this administration has done, the work that the Democrats in Congress has done is actually there, and you see that the 1.7 trillion deficit deduction that you see is going to benefit us in being able to do something for the middle class, to do something for the middle class. This is about doing something for people who make less than $125,000, $1.7 trillion. That's what we've been able to do.
But when you forgive debt, you're not just disappearing debt. So who is paying for this?
And then I'll give you the second part. We lifted the pause, right? We're going to lift the pause at the end of this year, which is going to matter, right? Which is going to offset a lot of what we're doing as well.
Boy, I tell you, it's almost just amazing to watch as she tries to give an answer that is no answer at all. And essentially, simple question, who's paying for this? I mean, somebody's got to pay, right? And she goes into this song and dance about how, oh, this is all part of the great plan of economic recovery. No, it isn't. This is buying votes. That's all this is. 40 million people, he's trying to buy their vote. And I hope people aren't so stupid that they fall for it. But I fear that there will be some who do.